Well, the 1969 vote, which was called the Act of Free Choice, was in fact no such thing. So when the Dutch withdrew from West Papua was a Dutch colony, as was Indonesia, in 1962, Indonesia actually invaded West Papua in 1963. And between 62 and 69, there was this constant tension. West Papuans kept saying, we want independence, and Indonesians said no. So the UN was in this supervising role over the territory during that time, and the agreement that was arrived at was that there would be a referendum on independence, and the UN was meant to oversee that. What actually happened was that it didn't occur according to the international best practice at the time, which was one person, one vote. It occurred according to an Indonesian process of consensus, and under that process, less than 1% of the West Papuan population was handpicked by the Indonesian military to vote, and they were threatened that their tongues would be cut off if they did not vote for integration with Indonesia. And so since that time, West Papuans have continually asked for a proper vote, one that they actually did get to vote in. And so that's what they're asking for in this petition.
And so what was required in collecting the signatures for this petition? 70% of the population, 1.8 million people are said to have signed it. What risk were organisers taking in carrying this out?
Sure. It was a huge amount of work. It was undertaken between April of this year and June, and the petition went around West Papua, so from the mountains to the coast, from rural areas to the cities. And people in West Papua, if they say that they want independence, if they organise politically demonstrating for independence, if they even display the Morning Star flag, which is the West Papuan national flag, they face 15 years in prison, and they're charged with treason. And so that's exactly what anyone who signed this petition faced. So people were putting a lot at risk. I mean, I think more than 40 people were actually tortured in the process of signing this, and at least 2 people were imprisoned, and one is still in jail over the signing of this petition.
Where in West Papua is the desire for independence not wanted?
I don't think you would find anywhere that people don't want independence. It's not just in a lot of places you'll hear that, oh, it's the elite that want independence. It's not a rural, or it's not a desire of the people more broadly. That's not the case in West Papua. Colonialism has made itself felt so extensively, not just in the cities, but throughout West Papua, that I'm surprised that only 70% of the population is represented in this petition. I think it would be many, many more people. It would be closer to 100% if 100% did get the chance to sign the petition. And because it was such a risky endeavour, the petition did not make its way throughout all of West Papua.
And so finally, what do you expect will come of this? Is the UN obliged to respond? How do you expect it will respond? And do you think it will shine a greater international spotlight on West Papuans' claims and concerns?
Sure. The UN, the petition was presented by Benny Wenda, who is one of the leaders of the United Liberation Movement for West Papua, and it was presented to the General Assembly. The petition is asking for a special representative to visit West Papua and find out what is really going on there. I mean, they say that the UN didn't properly oversee the vote in 69, now the UN has a responsibility to go back and see that that is redressed. What West Papuans are hoping for is that the UN will indeed host a new referendum. The fact that this is making national news here, that it's making its influence in the UK Parliament, that it has signatures of many politicians and lawyers around the world, means that it is going to raise international attention more so than ever before. It's particularly the case at the UN at the moment, when the Solomon Islands, Vanuatu, and I think it's Tuvalu have also been instrumental in supporting West Papuans' calls for independence at the moment. So what the referendum is calling for is not just a special representative to go in, but also a new referendum. They want independence, they want self-determination, their chance to have their say. And I think the fact that they are more unified than ever before means that the UN is going to pay attention as petitions such as this do keep coming to their attention.